We've all seen the headlines, right? AI is coming for our jobs. But honestly, in the world of human resources, the real story is so much more interesting. It's not about replacing people, it's about giving them a massive upgrade. So let's dive into how AI is becoming the ultimate co-pilot for HR.
So let's get right to it. Is your next coworker a robot? Well, it's not a simple yes or no. This isn't some sci-fi movie where robots take over the office. It's really about collaboration. We're talking about a shift from simple automation to, well, augmentation, where AI becomes this powerful partner for HR pros and handles all the repetitive, grinded-out tasks, which frees up humans to focus on what we do best, strategy, empathy, and building real connections with people.
To really get this shift, we have to understand the tech that's making it all happen. So, what exactly is this generative AI that everybody's talking about? Let's break it down. Okay, at its heart, generative AI, or GEAI for short, is a creator. See, older AI was really good at analyzing or sorting information that already existed. But GEI, it actually produces something new. It can whip up a job description from scratch, it can summarize hundreds of employees' survey comments in seconds, or can even generate a whole script for a training video. Think of it less like a calculator and a lot more like a brainstorming partner. And this is where you can really see the difference. Traditional AI is super analytical. It's fantastic at following rules, classifying data, making predictions, but it's all based on existing info. Generative AI, like the name says, is generative. It creates original stuff, brand new ideas, and that totally changes the relationship. It's not just about giving orders anymore, it's a real creative partnership.
And, this didn't just happen overnight. If you look back, in the early 2000s, we got basic automation for things like payroll. Then, the 2010s brought us predictive analytics, which helped us forecast stuff like employee turnover. But now, here in the 2020s, we're in the generative era. AI is a strategic assistant. It's a huge leap forward.
Okay, so the big picture idea is pretty cool, but what does this new playbook actually look like in the day-to-day world of HR? Let's get into some of the real-world applications.
Just look at how versatile these tools are. You could use something like ChatGPT for policy documentation and get a complete remote work policy in minutes instead of days. Or check this out, Google Gemini can analyze employee surveys and pull out the key trends from over 500 responses. You can even use a tool like Synthesia to create training videos with an AI presenter. The applications are just incredibly broad and, frankly, super powerful.
But, and this is so important, here's how the process has to work. AI is phenomenal at steps 1 and 2, collecting massive amounts of data and spotting patterns a human might totally miss. But steps 3 and 4, that's where people are absolutely irreplaceable. It's the HR professional who provides the context, who asks why these patterns are showing up, and then decides on the right strategic action. You could say AI gives you the what, but humans provide the so what.
So if you remember one thing, it's this. AI is not the new HR manager. It's the ultimate HR assistant. It frees people from that administrative quicksand so they can focus on the deeply human side of work. Things like culture, strategy, and making real connections. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. With this kind of power, you have to be careful. This technology is absolutely transformative. But like any powerful tool, we've got to understand the challenges and navigate them really carefully.
And here are the big 4 you really have to think about. First, bias. If an AI is trained on biased historical data, it's just going to amplify those biases. Then you've got privacy, a huge ethical and legal minefield when you're dealing with employee data. There's also a real danger of over-reliance, where we just stop thinking critically. And finally, accuracy. AI can be confidently wrong, spitting out information that sounds totally plausible but is just plain incorrect.
Let's drill down on bias for a second, because it's probably the most critical risk. It can sneak into the system in a few ways. First, you've got data bias. Let's say a company has historically hired more men for a certain role. An AI trained on that data might just learn to favor male candidates. Then there's design bias, where the algorithm itself has an unintentional flaw. And finally, there's decision bias, and this one's on us. It's when we humans just accept the AI's output without question, basically rubber stamping a flawed recommendation.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? This one idea should be the foundation for any AI strategy in HR. What's technologically possible has to be balanced with our human values, with ethics, and with the real-world impact on people's careers.
So, what's the path forward? How do we get this right? Well, we do it by building a true partnership.
a blue pit where technology and humanity work together with each one playing to its strengths.
The future isn't some competition. It's all about collaboration. Think of AI as the engine that can process incredible amounts of data and pull out amazing insights. But people, we're the pilots. We provide the judgment, the context, and the ethical oversight to steer the ship in the right direction.
And to make that partnership work, you need a strong ethical framework, some ground rules. This means actively testing for bias to ensure fairness. It means being totally transparent with employees about how AI is being used. It means a human is always accountable for the final decision. And, most importantly, it means always keeping a human in the loop. AI is here to support, not replace.
I really love this quote. It just perfectly captures the ideal dynamic, right? Let the AI create the first draft, the initial analysis, the raw ideas. Then, let the human professional come in to curate, to refine, and to add that crucial layer of strategic insight and emotional intelligence.
And here's the really wild part. In this age of super-intelligent machines, the things that make us human, empathy, critical thinking, ethical judgment, building trust, they become more valuable than ever before. Technology is augmenting what we can do, but it can never, ever replace our humanity.
So here's where we land. The tools are here. They are completely transforming how we work. AI is going to provide the data, it's going to provide those initial insights, but the leadership, the ethical guardrails, and the final judgment, that will always be a human responsibility. So the only real question left is, are you ready to lead in this new era?